Hello everybody, welcome back to another League Racing video. We are here for Season 3, Round 3 of the 2026 Houston Karting Complex Championship. Now, I am trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you like what you see, please subscribe. If not, that is okay, totally cool. Just enjoy the video. We are here, green flag is about to drop, and we are green, starting immediately from 6th place. A little bad luck in qualifying. With just the way that the carts were drawn, but you know, did what I could here. Not quite alongside, and we immediately have a spinner. That guy was okay. We checked, and then immediately making a poor decision and not going to the inside on this corner, which probably costed me. I guess not all that much time. I ended up clearing her immediately. Yes, it was a pretty good day. So there was an issue with submitting my name that day and qualifying. Their system, whatever they had, just wasn't working properly. So my name wasn't on the list, and they have, you know, they have 15, 16, whatever carts for the league racing. They're, you know, close enough for like actual fair racing, but then they ran out of carts because my name wasn't on the list, and they didn't expect me to be on the list, and so I had to get kind of a B tier cart, so to speak. And this guy in front, if you are a long-time watcher of the channel, you will know him as JT, a racer from my MSR days. He did kind of get shit luck with this race cart. So there's two carts that they run here at Houston Karting Complex. They're the Sodies, which is what I'm in, and on this layout, most people in the league can get them to about a 59-second lap time. And then there's the CRGs, which most people can get to about a 60-second lap time. And because they are within that 1 second gap, there's not a whole lot they can do. JT goes a little bit deep into turn 7. Try for the switchback. Slide a little bit too much, but still just about get it done. On to lap 3, leave the space just in case it was still there. I have not spun myself over somebody's nose doing that, but I did see that happen in a race that happened before this one. So just erring on the side of caution. Yeah, so there was one cart that was really clear above the rest, and that was cart 23, and that's actually the cart JT had for qualified 3rd. Good for him. Yeah, the championship leader in our class ended up drawing cart 23, so we were all joking before the race started, like, oh, congrats on your race. So we are a bit of no man's land right now, honestly. There's quite a bit of gap between us and the cars in front. Good, you know, second and a half, 2 seconds. Already almost 20% of the way through this race. But this cart was cart number 7, and this cart for the last month and a half has been notorious for being bad. Not sure exactly why, but it was just bad. And then I drew it. I knew I was starting 6th. Ooh, we got Eddie on our left there. I think that was Eddie. Saw the gray helmet, but yeah, I drew card number 7, starting 6th. Oh my god, I'm gonna finish last or 10th or whatever it is. So I was already kind of going into this race thinking that it would be my drop race, because you do get one drop race every 5 races, which makes up a season. So not really approaching it with I need to get everything out of it, but more so, if this doesn't go my way, it's not the end of the world. I just need to ensure the next 2 races go my way. Yeah, and you might have noticed there was a second white line on the little starting straight there, if you want to call it straight. That was partially my fault. For race starts and restarts, everybody would end up being really close and scrunched up through the first couple of turns, approaching the start line, but then because the start line was immediately after the turn, the leader could accelerate a little bit, and he would just get that little bit of space before the green flag dropped, and he could pretty easily get away with it. It happened to me. Guy in first jumped the start pretty substantially, so I went and I talked to them. Pretty much complained to them is a better word, as we have this guy ahead of us. But so they were talking about moving the start line previously, but I think that was just kind of the nail in the coffin of, yeah, we are going to do it. As we go on the attack here, send a move up the inside into turn 2. Probably one of my favorite turns when it goes well, but one of my least favorite turns when it doesn't. As a side by side once again through 3, one of my least favorite turns. So I actually lose another position as Eddie was right behind us. I didn't realize he was still there. But look at this reaction time of the century. Aren't I great? Not great, however, was that. I couldn't see exactly what happened, but I think that Eddie just kind of got into. His name on the leaderboard was Old Man Racing or Old Man Farts, something like Old Man. So I'm gonna call him Old Man. Eddie just, from what I could tell, this is not an official synopsis. From what I could tell, Eddie just kind of got into the back corner of Old Man on corner exit and just kind of loosened him up a little bit, and he had to correct, and he ended up going into the wall. So what I saw, Eddie goes a little bit deep. We nip underneath. Thank you very much. Let me know what you guys think about this new microphone I got. I meant to mention it earlier, but I didn't. I got a new microphone. Let's move right back past Eddie. Leave the space. I guess it technically isn't like a new microphone. I've had it laying around for a little while, but I just didn't have the computer for it. But I recently updated my computer, so I do have a bit of a better computer now. I did get a little bit of a love tap from Eddie behind, which will not be the first and only time that happens. As go through turns 9 and 10, very, very fun turns. Apparently if you go too wide, you can end up not catching the timing line, because the timing line goes out to the edge of the curve, or the beginning of the curve, I believe. But the curve is a good cart length wider, very much like the exit at turn 3 there. And so if you get too wide, it hasn't happened to me yet, knock on wood, but it may have happened to other people, not exactly sure. This new microphone feels very cool. It's very, very fancy. I love turn 7, which is what I just went through. Turn 7 and turn 8. You know, sometimes new people coming to the track is a bit of a, I don't want to say a scary thing, but it can be difficult. I'll say difficult. Just not knowing where their skill level is at and so this race and the previous race, there was a guy named Julian, very cool guy. I believe he's not from around here and he's just here for the summer. Anyway, he saw, whatever post on Instagram, and then, or I don't know, however he found it. And so he decided to show up. He does have a karting background, so it's not like he's a complete newbie, but he won the first race, and then, spoiler, he finished 3rd in this race. So, but where I was going with that is he did teach me a bit of a new line through turn 8, which is what we just went through. Obviously, the turn after turn 7. Taught me a bit of a new line. I was following behind him for probably 7 or 8 laps last race, and I'll end up following behind him for some portion of time in this race. Another little spoiler cookie for you there. Yeah, it's just I thought I was in a place where I had everything figured out, and it was just doing what I was doing, just faster and better. But no, you can always learn. Always learn. Now, at this point, a little over halfway through the race now, and Eddie's still right behind us. He's definitely there. I can feel the presence. I can hear his engine behind me. I don't know how well it's coming up through the cameras. I can't really hear it now, but he's there. And just making sure not losing 5th position to him, because I didn't think I'd catch 3rd place at all. Rightfully so. He's a good like 3 seconds ahead of me. With 10 laps to go, I'm not gonna do that math, but you know what it is. What, 3/10 a lap every lap just to catch up to him? It's a bit of an ask, bit of a reach there. But so really at this point it was more so just keep 4th position. You don't want it to get any worse. You don't want to drop down anymore. Going defensive into turn 5, I knew he got a much better run out of the turn 3 hairpin, and of course turn 4 is flat out, so we don't need it there. Let's do a little bit of championship watch. If you watch Mr. V's Garage, his old camping chair chat. So sad that podcast went away. I loved camping chair chat. Anyway, we are currently sitting on 200 points even for the year after 13 races. No, excuse me, 11 races. We have 2 drop races. Yeah, sitting even on 200 points. I believe we are 13 points. I don't have the standings directly in front of me, but I believe we are 13 points behind 2nd in the championship, and then 24 points behind 1st in the championship. So we are over a race win now, behind Dusty, the fella in 1st place, and then Gene, of course, in 2nd place, and then big hit from behind there from Eddie. I think that was somewhat partially understandable, at least from his point of view, because I did get bumped on the back straight, and I didn't want to overshoot the corner, so I did brake about 2 or 3 feet earlier, and I'm going to assume that that's what put him into the back of me, so I knew it wasn't malicious, but going defensive anyway. Yes, so at this point in time, I can catch Gene on pace. It will take a big swing of pace between myself and Gene. But Dusty with, 6 points, or excuse me, 6 races left, I have to catch up 24 points. This dude, I'm not joking, has either finished 1st or 2nd in every single race except for the last race. I am not joking. I wish I was. So whenever, ooh, big dive bomb there from Eddie, good little move. Gonna try for the run out of turn 8, approaching turn 9. Could have just followed behind him. And then here, something really confused me. Got something happen and then just pointed me through, let me by, back into 4th place. That was a bit of an odd thing to happen. Still going semi-defensive. I didn't know how close he was. For some reason I didn't look. Championship, yes. So Gene, as I said, I can catch technically on pace. I doubt I will. I think when I finish 3rd on the season, I'm gonna have 3 more 3rd place trophies in my cabinet, which is gonna suck. And yeah, it's absolutely the only way I can catch Dusty is if he misses 2 races and I outperform him in every race from now on, because that missed race, I have to maximize my points in that missed race, in both of those missed races, really, because he does get the free drop as well as I. So should he miss a race, he'll still finish, podium in any of the other 3, and that's not really catching me at all, as we get a 1st back marker. And apparently Eddie didn't handle that as well as I did. He was nowhere to be found for the rest of this race. So from now on, it is head down, try to catch 3rd place. yes, even if Dusty didn't come for the rest of the season, he and I grand slammed both races that he wasn't there, I would be 2 points behind him, I believe, if I'm doing that mental math correctly. So it's you know, I was hopeful going into the season that I would win, you know, something. I've won one race, probably should have won last race, but you know, I'm not gonna get back into that. It's what's done is done. Just hope to win some more before the season ends. We have 8 races left. I'm at 18 races here so far, and I won what race did I win? My 10th race. I guess, yeah, 10th race. Won my 10th race here. So I am due any day now. That is absolutely not how that works, but, you know, just let me have it. What do you say? What do you say? You guys been watching Formula 1 recently? What do y'all think about the new regs? So, I actually don't mind. I can always appreciate a good management battle. Just getting right up to the limit of what's possible with whatever vehicle without really going over it over the course of a race, and I can appreciate that. I am starting school again, so my uploads may not be as frequent as previously, and I'll see what I can do to rectify that, but I don't know if I'm going to do much sim racing stuff, guys, if I'm going to be honest. It's, yeah, I do have a proper video that I'm working on, but I need a camera for that, and I do not have a camera. So I'm gonna have to either get like some cheap-ass Logitech webcam and just use that. But I don't wanna have to make you guys sit through any more 1080p videos. Also, speaking of that, I would love to have videos higher than 1080p quality, but the editing software that I use, they make me pay for anything over 1080p, and I'm not paying for that shit. So yeah, and look at that. Over the course of 3 laps, we have gained a good 2.5 seconds to the car in front, so we are catching by maybe 3/4 of a second a lap. Not exactly sure where. Like, as far as I can tell, there's not like a singular place that I'm really losing to him. That was a good little chunk of time there that I clawed back, but it took more an exit-focused line. So, and this guy, Julian, once again, very, I don't want to say easy to pass. I was there. I didn't think I had the overlap. Looking back on the footage, I definitely did. He gave me the space. Or he was going to give me the space, he told me afterwards. But I backed out for some reason, and now it is just a slug for 2 laps. Or I guess, yeah, 2 laps. And a half send and move up the inside. Probably not the best idea. Still going to get... I guess my exit wasn't better. This corner, turn number 3, my Achilles heel. Good lord. It was so bad and so horrendous. I think it is because it's a right-hand hairpin. With left-hand hairpins, it's really easy. I can just push on the steering wheel and it'll turn left. But it's really hard to pull on the steering wheel to turn right while also leaning left, because you kind of have to get the timing just perfectly right. As we're heading towards the white flag. Now, something Julie and I kind of talked about after the race was he is maybe, this is working theory, just kind of harsh on his tires in the first 2/3 of the race, and then in the last third he's just kind of hanging on. And I'm not really, maybe that is it. Maybe he's just using the front wheel so much, and this was my opportunity to go for the move, and I didn't do it. That was the only opportunity I would get for the rest of the race, because for the second race in a row, coming through turn 5, I'm thinking, Okay, do it perfect. Do everything you can. And instead of doing what I had been doing, which is been working and catching him, I ended up pushing too much on the entrance and sacrificing the exit. And then I was hoping to shape for a move here through 8, which is what I did with the lead last time before he immediately got me back. But I just wasn't close enough. And going to come through end of this race, P4. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, might be the closest race finish I've ever had in my career. Hope you guys all enjoyed. See you all next time. Goodbye.